A practical guide of how to become a dominant masculine man. Introduction. The world respects a man who knows who he is, where he's going, and doesn't apologize for either. But how many men can actually say that about themselves today? We live in a time where masculinity is misunderstood, ridiculed, or suppressed. Men are told to be soft, agreeable, and endlessly accommodating, while deep down, most feel the opposite. They feel lost, unseen, passive, or worst of all, irrelevant. They're living without direction, power, or fire. This book is a wake-up call for those men. It's also a manual, a practical guide to becoming what I call a dominant masculine man. Let me be clear. When I say dominant, I'm not talking about arrogance, loudness, or toxic control. True dominance isn't about overpowering others, it's about mastering yourself so fully that you naturally lead, influence, and command respect wherever you go. This book isn't theoretical. It's practical. You'll find tools, mindsets, exercises, and real-life examples to help you develop core masculine traits. Calm, grounded presence. Physical and mental resilience. Unshakable confidence. Purpose-driven leadership. Sexual polarity and relationship clarity. Self-respect and earned respect from others. It's not about pretending to be alpha, it's about building the life and character of a man who doesn't need to prove anything. Each chapter is designed to help you master one key area of your masculinity with direct, actionable steps to put into practice, starting today. Whether you're a young man searching for identity, a father trying to regain his edge, or a high performer looking to level up into deeper masculine leadership, this book will challenge you to step up. Because the truth is this: nobody is coming to save you. You either become the man, or you answer to the man who did. Chapter 1: Understanding Masculinity. A man must be forged, not born. Masculinity is not something you inherit at birth, it's something you build. And despite what culture, media, or even your upbringing may have taught you, it's not a dirty word. At its core, masculinity is the expression of direction, discipline, presence, and leadership. It's the internal engine that pushes a man to protect, provide, and pursue purpose. True masculinity isn't loud or boastful. It doesn't need to dominate others through force or fear. It dominates circumstances, emotion, chaos, starting with its own. Yet, in modern society, masculinity has become a confusing, controversial, and even demonized topic. Young men are told to be more sensitive and less aggressive, but they're rarely given clear examples of what mature, grounded masculinity looks like. This chapter will clear that fog. 1.1 The Masculine Blueprint. Masculinity is not a single trait, it's a spectrum of characteristics that together form a grounded, dependable, and assertive man. Core masculine traits include decisiveness, the ability to make a call and take responsibility for it. Discipline, self-control in the pursuit of long-term goals. Emotional control, not suppressing emotion, but mastering it. Purpose, having a personal mission that guides behavior. Leadership, being willing to step up and take charge when needed. Masculinity isn't about being better than others, it's about being in control of yourself, and by extension, able to influence and lead others. 1.2 Masculine Archetypes. One useful way to understand masculinity is through archetypes, timeless masculine roles or energies that show up in all cultures. The most popular framework comes from the book King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette. Here's a quick breakdown. The king, vision, order, responsibility. He builds and sustains. A grounded leader. The warrior, courage, discipline, aggression under control. He takes action. The magician, insight, knowledge, transformation. He sees what others can't. The lover, passion, presence, connection. He feels deeply and connects with others. A dominant masculine man isn't just a warrior or king. He knows how to access each archetype at the right time, with maturity. Example, a man negotiating a business deal needs the clarity of the king, the strategic mind of the magician, the discipline of the warrior, and the emotional awareness of the lover to read the room and build rapport. 1.3 Modern masculinity is lost. Here's why. We live in a time where masculinity has no clear model. In many homes, fathers are absent or passive. In schools, boys are told to sit still and be quiet. In media, strong men are either villains or clueless idiots. The result? A generation of men who are uncomfortable in their own bodies, afraid to lead or make decisions, addicted to distraction, confused about their role in relationships. You can't reclaim masculinity by talking about it, you reclaim it by living it. 1 point for dominance not equal to toxicity. Let's address the elephant in the room. Dominant masculinity is not the same as toxic masculinity. Being dominant doesn't mean controlling, abusive, or arrogant. It means grounded leadership. Toxic masculinity equals insecurity pretending to be strength. Dominant masculinity equals true strength, grounded in purpose and responsibility. Example: a toxic man controls his girlfriend because he's insecure. A dominant man builds trust, sets boundaries, and leads the relationship with calm presence. One uses fear. The other uses strength. 1.5 What happens without masculinity? Without healthy masculinity, a man becomes passive and approval-seeking, easily manipulated, emotionally reactive, directionless. And without strong men, families fall apart. Communities get weaker. Nations decay. This isn't just about you. Your masculinity serves those around you, your future wife, your kids, your team, your tribe. You must become the kind of man people can count on when things go wrong. 1.6 Begin with ownership. Here's where your journey starts. Own your current state. Stop blaming. Stop avoiding. You may have been raised by weak men. You may have never had a male role model. You may feel awkward in your own skin. Good. That means you're aware, and now you're responsible for what comes next. Takeaway exercise, the masculine inventory. Answer these questions honestly in your journal. 1. What kind of man do I want to become? Write with detail. 2. Who modeled masculinity for me, and how did they influence me? 3. Where am I currently strong? 4. Where am I currently weak? 5. What would change if I fully stepped into my masculine potential? Chapter 2. Dominance Redefined. Most men hear the word dominant and immediately picture an aggressive alpha male barking orders, fighting for attention, or dominating others through intimidation or status. That's not dominance. That's insecurity wearing a mask. True dominance, healthy masculine dominance, is not about overpowering others, it's about taking ownership of yourself, embodying leadership, and creating an environment where others naturally follow your lead. It is calm. It is directional. It is magnetic. This chapter will break down what dominance really means, how it's often misunderstood, and what it looks like in practice, with real-life examples to show the contrast. 1. The misconception of dominance. In pop culture and social media, dominance is often portrayed in two extreme ways. The toxic tyrant, loud, manipulative, emotionally volatile. Think the guy who yells in meetings, belittles his partner, or tries to win arguments by force. The passive nice guy, afraid to lead, constantly seeks approval, avoids conflict. Think the man who says I don't know, whatever you want every time a decision needs to be made. Neither is dominant. One is a bully. The other is invisible. 2. The essence of real dominance. Dominance is not about control. It's about direction and grounded presence. A dominant man is centered, he isn't easily shaken emotionally. Intentional, he knows where he's going and why. Decisive, he makes clear choices and stands by them. Protective, not possessive, he creates safety, not fear. Influential, people follow him because they trust him, not because they fear him. In short, he leads without shouting, and his presence is felt even when he says little. 3. Dominance as a form of leadership. Dominant men naturally lead in all aspects of life, work, relationships, and social settings, but not by demanding power. They embody it. This means taking responsibility before taking control. In a crisis, the dominant man doesn't blame, he acts. In a relationship, he doesn't control, he sets direction and creates trust. In business, he doesn't chase authority, he earns it through action and clarity. Leadership is service, not ego. Dominance is rooted in action, not talk. 4. Dominance requires self-mastery. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of masculine dominance. That means you wake up when you say you will. You go to the gym when you don't feel like it. You say no to distractions. You don't lash out emotionally when things go wrong. Discipline equals power. Without control over yourself, your attempt to control others will always backfire or become toxic. 5. Practical examples of real versus fake dominance. Let's look at a few contrasting examples. Dating situation. Fake dominance: a man brags, touches the woman too soon, tries to impress her by putting others down. Real dominance: a man maintains eye contact, listens attentively, makes decisions confidently, e.g., let's grab drinks here, it's quieter, and holds boundaries respectfully. Workplace. Fake dominance: a boss micromanages, yells when under stress, and blames his team for failures. Real dominance: a leader remains composed during chaos, owns mistakes, and delegates with trust. He speaks less but with authority. Conflict with a friend. Fake dominance: gets defensive, tries to win the argument, brings up unrelated points to whup the other. Real dominance: listens calmly, holds eye contact, addresses the core issue without drama, and speaks the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. 6. How to cultivate real dominance daily. Speak clearly and slowly. Don't rush your words. Let silence work for you. Hold your frame. Don't seek validation. Don't fold under pressure. Lead by example. Show up consistently, especially when no one is watching. Take initiative. Whether it's making plans or solving problems, step forward first. Stand your ground respectfully. Disagree without being emotional or disrespectful. 7. Dominance isn't always loud. True dominance is often quiet. It's the guy at the table who says little but when he speaks, everyone listens. It's the man who walks into a room with calm confidence, not loud energy. It's the man who doesn't need to prove anything, because his life, his body, and his energy already say it all. Final thoughts. Redefining dominance is essential for men in today's world. It's not about outmuscling others, manipulating women, or pretending to be something you're not. It's about owning your path, leading with strength and compassion, and becoming the kind of man others can rely on, respect, and follow. In the next chapter, we'll break down the core values that form the foundation of every dominant masculine man, and how to identify and build yours. Chapter 3: Core Values of a Masculine Man. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. Marcus Aurelius. In a world of distraction, superficiality, and external validation, the masculine man must be deeply rooted. He must know what he stands for, what he will not tolerate, and what he is committed to. Without this, he's a leaf in the wind, swayed by opinion, fear, and emotion. But a man with core values is an unshakable force. He moves with direction. He speaks with weight. He lives with purpose. This chapter is about identifying and living your core values, the inner compass of every dominant, masculine man. 1. What are core values? Core values are not quotes you post on social media or ideals you conveniently mention during interviews. They are internal rules for how you live, regardless of who's watching. They are your code. They determine how you respond to pressure, who you choose to associate with, what you walk away from, where you draw the line. Without a code, you become agreeable to everything and stand for nothing. 2. Why masculine men need a code. Dominance requires leadership, and leadership requires clarity. You cannot lead others, a family, a business, or even yourself, if you don't know what you believe. A dominant masculine man doesn't just react to life. He decides how he will live and then follows through with ruthless consistency. Let's compare. Weak man, dominant masculine man. Changes beliefs to avoid conflict, holds his values even under pressure. Needs group approval to act, acts with self-approval. Avoids setting boundaries, sets firm, respectful boundaries. Confused and indecisive, clear and intentional. 3. The non-negotiable masculine values. You must decide your own values, but here are several that define strong masculine men across cultures and centuries. 1. Integrity. Do what you say you'll do, especially when it's inconvenient. Integrity builds internal trust. If you constantly break promises to yourself, no amount of external validation will make you feel solid. 2. Responsibility. A masculine man owns everything in his domain. He doesn't blame, complain, or deflect. Whether it's his finances, emotions, or relationships, he takes full ownership. Everything is your fault is a mindset, not a burden. 3. Discipline. Masculinity is structured energy. It doesn't give in to impulses. Whether it's training when you don't feel like it or controlling your emotions during an argument, discipline is what separates the man from the boy. 4. Courage. Not the absence of fear, but the refusal to be ruled by it. Dominant men take action even when uncertain. They lead the charge, take the risk, and shoulder the consequences. 5. Purpose. Without purpose, you'll chase stimulation, approval, or comfort. A man with a purpose moves with quiet intensity. He's not lost in comparison because he's on his own path. 4. How to discover your core values. Here's a simple process. Step 1. Reflect on moments of pride and disgust. Think back to moments you felt deep pride. What were you doing? Why did it feel meaningful? Then think of times you felt disgusted by yourself. What values were you violating? Step 2. Write your top 5. Choose the 5 values that matter most to you. Don't pick what sounds good, pick what you're willing to suffer for. Step 3. Define them in your own words. Example. Discipline, I do what needs to be done, regardless of how I feel. Loyalty, I stand by those I respect, even when it's inconvenient. Step 4. Live them. Every day is a test. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. 5. Living by your values, even when it's hard. Here's the truth, values don't mean anything until they cost you something. Can you stay honest when lying would be easier? Can you walk away from a woman who disrespects your standards? Can you stay disciplined when nobody's watching? This is what builds dominance. When others see that your word matters, that your actions follow your code, they naturally defer to you, trust you, and follow you. 6. Weekly integrity checking. Take 10 minutes each week and ask. 1. Where did I live in alignment with my values this week? 2. Where did I fall short? 3. What will I adjust moving forward? This simple habit will keep your core sharp and your masculine edge intact. Example, 2 men at a crossroads. Scenario, 2 men are in a relationship with women who begin disrespecting their boundaries. Man A tolerates it to avoid conflict. He becomes resentful, loses attraction, and eventually breaks down. Man B calmly reinforces his boundaries. When the disrespect continues, he ends the relationship. He suffers, but walks away with self-respect and long-term peace. Outcome, Man A compromised his value of self-respect. Man B upheld it, and as a result, maintained dominance over his own life. Final word, your code is your edge. Your looks, status, or bank account might rise and fall, but your code is eternal. When a man knows who he is, what he stands for, and what he refuses to tolerate, he becomes magnetic. A dominant masculine man isn't defined by external control, but by internal control. The world doesn't need more men who conform. It needs more men who stand firm. So the question is, what do you stand for? Exercise, craft your code. 1. Write down your top 5 values. 2. Define what each one means to you. 3. Commit to a weekly integrity checking. 4. When faced with a hard decision, ask, what would a man of my values do right now? Then do it. Chapter 4. Cultivating mental resilience. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clear. Dominance begins in the mind. You can't control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. The dominant masculine man doesn't break under pressure, he becomes sharper. While others react emotionally or impulsively, he remains calm, composed, and clear-headed. That's not because he was born this way. It's because he trained for it. Mental resilience is your ability to remain composed, deliberate, and decisive under adversity. Without it, all your skills, your looks, your talents, they crumble the moment life hits you in the mouth. And life will hit you in the mouth. What mental resilience is, and isn't. Mental resilience isn't about pretending emotions don't exist. It's not grinding until you burn out. It's not suppressing your pain, fear, or sadness. It is about facing your emotions and mastering your responses. You train yourself to stay centered, to delay reaction, and to choose your actions with intention, even under stress. This is the difference between a man who leads and a man who panics. The role of Stoicism. Stoic philosophy provides one of the clearest roadmaps to masculine mental strength. The Stoics taught us that you don't control what happens to you. You only control your perception and your actions. Everything else is noise. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. A dominant man doesn't focus on what others do, say, or feel. He focuses on what he does, how he acts, and who he becomes. Practical tools to build resilience. 1. The pause before you react. When you're insulted, challenged, or triggered, pause. Take a breath. Step back mentally and observe yourself. Ask yourself, what outcome do I want here? Reacting is instinctual. Responding is intentional. 2. Voluntary discomfort. You build resilience by choosing discomfort. Train it like a muscle. Take cold showers. Fast for 24 hours. Wake up before dawn. Speak in public. Say no when it's hard. Each act strengthens your ability to endure, stay composed, and assert control. 3. Failure reframed. Stop fearing failure. Start seeing it as feedback. Every dominant man you admire has failed, big. The difference is, they didn't let it define them. Example. A man launches a business. It fails. One man says, "I guess I'm not cut out for this." Another says, "Now I know what not to do." He pivots, tries again, and succeeds. The second man is dominant. Not because he never lost, but because he kept choosing to lead. Resilience in everyday life, real-world examples. In a relationship, your girlfriend accuses you of not caring. She's emotional. You're tired and frustrated. A reactive man argues, yells, or shuts down. A resilient, dominant man listens, stays calm, and says, "I hear you. Let's talk about what's really going on." He doesn't match her emotional storm. He grounds it. In the workplace, your boss gives you negative feedback. Unfairly. In public, a weak man sulks or snaps back. A mentally strong man keeps his posture, nods, and replies, "Understood. I'll review it and improve." Later, he addresses the issue with clarity and not ego. In physical conflict or danger, you're confronted by a drunk man in public. A dominant man doesn't escalate. He assesses. He speaks slowly, clearly, confidently. He avoids the fight unless absolutely necessary. And if it is necessary, he acts with control, not rage. Training your nervous system. If your nervous system is overloaded, your resilience will collapse. You need a regulated internal state. Daily resilience practices. Breathwork, 478 breathing to calm the nervous system. Meditation, 10 minutes of daily presence to develop control. Journaling, dump mental noise. Track emotional patterns. Hard physical training, lifting, running, sparring, train the body to handle stress. Resilience isn't built in comfort. It's built under tension when you choose not to fold. The masculine advantage, calm in chaos. The dominant man is the one who stays calm when others panic. Who makes the decision when others freeze? Who keeps moving forward when things fall apart? That's not about being emotionless. It's about being anchored. If you want to be the kind of man people look to in a storm, then you have to be the kind of man who has weathered storms, willingly. Challenge, build your resilience this week. Pick one discomfort to face this week. Wake up at 5 a.m. for 5 days. Say no to a social obligation you don't want. Take 3 cold showers. Have a hard conversation you've been avoiding. Do something physically intense that makes you want to quit, and don't. Write down how you handled it. How you felt before, during, and after. Notice how each action builds strength. Key takeaways. Resilience is not suppression, it's controlled expression. Stoic principles help you stay grounded in chaos. Voluntary discomfort is the gym of the mind. Breath, journaling, and physical training build nervous system capacity. You don't fake strength. You train it. Chapter 5, Living with Purpose. A man without purpose distracts himself with pleasure. Viktor Frankl, paraphrased. Why purpose is non-negotiable. If you strip away the job title, the relationships, the clothes, and the noise, what's left? If the answer is not much, then you're not living with purpose, you're floating. Men without purpose drift. They seek distractions. They numb themselves with short-term dopamine, porn, weed, video games, cheap sex, social media, comfort. But deep down, they're frustrated. Because every masculine man has an innate desire to move toward something meaningful. A man who knows where he's going carries a different energy. He's not easily swayed. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't over-explain himself. He moves with direction. And that direction is what we call purpose. Purpose is not just a job. Let's be clear, your job is not your purpose. It can be a part of it, or a vehicle for it, but it's not the whole picture. Purpose is deeper. It's the reason behind what you do. It's the why behind your actions. A man can work construction and be more purpose-driven than a tech CEO. It's not about the title, it's about the intentionality behind how you live. Think of purpose like your internal compass. It doesn't give you the full map, but it always points north. Signs you're living without purpose. You wake up with no real urgency. You avoid hard tasks and gravitate toward comfort. You often feel lost, bored, or anxious. You feel envious of other men's lives. You need external validation to feel enough. If this hits home, don't panic. It's a wake-up call, not a death sentence. Now you do something about it. Discovering your purpose, not waiting for it. Stop trying to find your purpose like it's hidden behind a tree. Purpose is built. You don't wait for it, you start. You explore. You get your hands dirty. You try, fail, adjust, and refine. Here's a simple 3-part framework. 1. What energizes you? What work, conversations, or activities make time disappear? What leaves you feeling more alive, not less? 2. What challenges you to grow? Your purpose isn't in your comfort zone. It's in the work that requires discipline, courage, and mastery. 3. What serves something bigger than you? When your actions improve others' lives, you tap into a deeper fire. Purpose equals energy times growth times service. You don't need all the answers today. You just need to follow the next meaningful step. Your mission comes before pleasure. Living with purpose sometimes means sacrificing comfort. You may have to skip parties. Wake up earlier. Cut out distractions. People won't always understand you. Good. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to build something worthy of being misunderstood. A masculine man is not desperate for pleasure because he's too busy chasing meaning. Daily practices to stay aligned with purpose. 1. Morning clarity ritual, 10 minutes. Write down. Your top priority for the day. Why it matters to your long-term goal. One way to lead or serve today. 2. Weekly reflection, 30 minutes. What did I do that felt aligned with my purpose? Where did I waste time or energy? What's one thing I'll do differently next week? 3. Create a North Star statement. One sentence that defines what you're building and why. Example, I am building a coaching business that helps young men step into their power because I know what it's like to be lost without direction. Masculine purpose in action, real examples. Example 1. Ethan, 28, quit a job he hated, took a pay cut, and started working at a non-profit for abused teens. Within a year, his energy, confidence, and physical health skyrocketed. Why? Because now, his work meant something. Example 2. James, 35, was making good money but was empty. He started training to become a firefighter, hard work, less pay, but a stronger sense of self. He now wakes up before his alarm. Example 3. Carlos, 24, didn't know what he wanted, so he started with what he could control, getting fit, reading daily, and trying new skills. Within 6 months, he launched a side business and found clarity through momentum, not meditation. Your challenge, define and pursue. This week, your task is to 1. Write your North Star statement. 2. Eliminate one daily distraction. 3. Do one bold thing you've been avoiding. Purpose isn't something you discover on a mountaintop. It's something you uncover through consistent, intentional action. Start now. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Friedrich Nietzsche. Chapter 6, Confidence through Competence. You can't fake strength. You can only build it. We live in a time where confidence is sold as a feeling. Self-help gurus tell you to just believe in yourself or fake it till you make it. But real men know better. You don't become confident by talking yourself into it, you become confident by becoming competent. Confidence is earned. You earn it through action, through failure, through persistence. You earn it in the gym, in the arena of your career, in your ability to handle yourself socially. Every time you prove to yourself that you can do something, not just imagine it, a piece of that confidence lodges into your spine like steel. Let's break it down. 1. The lie of faking it. Fake it till you make it can give you a temporary boost, sure. It might get you to raise your hand in a meeting, speak to a woman at a bar, or pretend you're not nervous. But what happens when you're exposed? When a man's mask slips and he can't back up what he presents, he collapses, fast. People sense it. Women especially. There's a kind of intuitive radar we all have for false confidence. If your outer image doesn't match your inner reality, you're not dominant, you're performing. True dominance and masculine confidence come from alignment. Who you present yourself to be matches what you can actually do. 2. Competence creates unshakable confidence. Think about the most confident men you've met. Not loud, not showy, but solid. Grounded. Capable. Why? Because they've earned it. They've been tested. They know what they're doing, and more importantly, they know they can figure it out when they don't. Confidence isn't loud. It's quiet certainty. A man who has built a business from scratch, led men through hard situations, or spent years honing his craft doesn't need to puff his chest. His presence speaks for itself. 3. The competence loop. Here's how you build that real confidence. 1. Start where you are. Oh, you don't need to master everything. Pick something important. 2. Do it badly, but do it anyway. Oh, you're going to suck. That's normal. Embrace it. 3. Improve incrementally. Oh, progress, not perfection. Small daily representatives. 4. Repeat until you're dangerous. Oh, competence compounds. You get sharper, faster, stronger. Whether it's public speaking, sales, fighting, leadership, or approaching women, the principle is the same. 4. The masculine need for challenge. Masculine energy thrives on challenge. If life feels dull, flat, or uninspired, it's often because you've stopped sharpening yourself. The dominant man doesn't avoid discomfort, he moves toward it. You're not confident because life is easy. You're confident because you overcome hard things. Every challenge mastered adds another layer to your backbone. You don't need to be the best, you just need to be better than you were yesterday, consistently. 5. Social confidence is built, not wished for. Confidence in social dynamics isn't a trait you're born with, it's a skill you train. The ability to speak, hold attention, set boundaries, and lead others comes from experience. Start small. Make eye contact and hold it. Speak clearly without trailing off. Walk into a room and own your space, without apology. Then grow. Practice speaking to strangers. Host a gathering or lead a meeting. Learn to handle tension without folding. Each time you succeed socially, even in tiny ways, your nervous system updates, I can handle this. 6. The inner game is also earned. Yes, mindset matters. But mindset is shaped by experience. You become calm under pressure by being under pressure. You become courageous by facing fear. You build belief by winning, even small battles. Visualization, affirmations, positive thinking, they're all fine. But they're supplements. The foundation is doing hard things and coming out the other side. 7. Confidence is domain-specific, at first. You might be confident in the gym, but insecure in your finances. Or confident at work, but unsure in dating. That's normal. Confidence spreads like wildfire when you build multiple domains. The more areas of life where you prove yourself competent, the more deeply confidence embeds into your identity. Pick your next domain and attack it. One skill at a time. One rep at a time. Real-world examples. Example 1. Marcus the manager. Marcus was a mid-level manager who always deferred to his superiors and avoided difficult conversations. He started studying leadership, joined Toastmasters, and began volunteering for team presentations. Within a year, he was promoted and now leads with clarity and strength, because he built real skill, not bravado. Example 2. James the gym rat. James had a strong body but weak self-worth. He realized he was hiding behind physical strength. So, he started learning sales, approached women in real life, and took public speaking courses. Now his confidence isn't tied just to his looks, it's grounded in who he's become. Example 3. Leon the quiet leader. Leon never raised his voice, but people listened when he spoke. Why? Because he'd built a strong resume, mentored younger men, and took responsibility seriously. His competence spoke louder than any words ever could. Action steps. 1. Pick one domain you want to become more confident in. E.g., public speaking, dating, leadership, negotiation, fitness. 2. Commit to daily deliberate practice in that domain for 30 days. 3. Track wins and lessons. Keep a confidence journal. Log what you did, how you felt, and what you learned. 4. After 30 days, pick the next area. Final thoughts. The world respects capable men. Women are drawn to them. Other men follow them. Not because they're loud, but because they're legit. You want to be dominant? Then become so competent that your presence says it all. Don't fake confidence. Build it. Don't act dominant. Become it. Chapter 7. Commanding your body. The body is the first signal of who you are. Speak with it before you even open your mouth. Why your physical presence matters. Before a single word is spoken, before your character or intelligence has a chance to shine, the world makes a judgment about you based on your body, your posture, movement, strength, and the way you inhabit space. You can't fake your body. And that's why it's one of the most honest and powerful signals of masculine dominance. A man who commands his body doesn't need to posture or peacock. His presence speaks for him. The link between physicality and confidence. Confidence isn't just mental, it's deeply physiological. The way you breathe, stand, move, and even look at others directly influences how you feel. Dominant men don't slouch. They don't shuffle their feet. They don't fidget. They own space, calmly, confidently, without apology. Key physical traits of a dominant man. Posture, straight spine, shoulders back, chest open, head held high, not arrogant, but alert and grounded. Eye contact, not staring people down, but not avoiding their gaze either. Steady, calm, relaxed, conveying certainty. Movement, deliberate. Controlled. Efficient. Rushing and flailing indicate insecurity or approval seeking. Voice, while we'll go deeper in the next chapter, remember, your physical body produces your voice. A relaxed, deep breath equals a grounded tone. Fitness, strength and athleticism aren't about vanity. They reflect discipline, self-respect, and the ability to protect and endure. Example 1, the silent leader in the room. Imagine two men walk into a meeting room. One is slightly hunched, eyes darting, speaking quickly, using filler words like and maybe. The other walks in slowly, sets his bag down carefully, stands upright, and speaks in a measured tone when asked a question. Who do people turn to for leadership? It's not always about charisma. It's about command presence, and your body is the first and most powerful tool to establish it. Training your body for dominance. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. But you do need to treat your body like a tool for leadership. Strength training, non-negotiable. Focus on compound lifts such as deadlifts, squats, bench press, pull-ups, and overhead press. Build real-world strength, not just for aesthetics, but for function and confidence. Lift heavy, with proper form. Track progress. Strong people are harder to kill than weak people and more useful in general. Mark Ripito. Functional movement. Practice mobility, stretching, foam rolling, yoga, martial arts, or functional movement drills. Learn how to move well, not just lift. Posture drills. Wall alignment, stand against a wall, heels, glutes, upper back, head touching. Desk correction, adjust your workstation to promote upright sitting. Daily posture reset, 5 to 10 minutes per day. Walking practice. Walk slowly and with purpose. Make eye contact with people passing by. Own your steps, no shuffling or fidgeting. Example 2, attractiveness without saying a word. A man walks into a bar. He's not the best looking, not the tallest. But he stands tall, makes eye contact, walks with confidence, and doesn't seem like he needs anything from anyone. People notice. Women glance. Men either feel challenged or intrigued. That's physical presence. It's silent, but magnetic. Style and grooming as signals of intentionality. Looking like you care about yourself is not weakness, it's self-respect. Wear fitted, clean clothes that suit your body shape. Invest in a signature scent, subtle, not overwhelming. Grooming basics, beard trim, skin care, clean nails, fresh breath. Shoes and watches, small signals that show precision. You don't have to dress rich. You just have to dress intentional. Daily practices for commanding your body. Morning cold showers, builds grit, posture correction from shivering, sets tone for the day. Power posing, before important moments, use open postures to reset your nervous system. Breath work, calm, diaphragmatic breathing for emotional control. mirror checkings, posture, facial tension, body awareness. Checklist: are you physically commanding the room? Do I walk with intention and calmness? Am I standing tall and breathing deeply? Do I make eye contact with relaxed ease? Is my grooming intentional and clean? Am I training my body to be stronger and more useful? Final thoughts. Your body doesn't lie. It shows whether you respect yourself, whether you've put in the work, and whether you carry the energy of a man others naturally follow. A dominant masculine man doesn't need to intimidate, he needs to embody strength, presence, and calm leadership. Your body is your first language. Make it speak clearly. Chapter 8: Speak like a leader. When a man speaks with clarity, calm, and certainty, the world leans in to listen. The power of a man's voice. A dominant masculine man doesn't need to shout, talk over others, or speak constantly to be heard. He understands that how he speaks often carries more weight than what he says. Your voice, your words, and your delivery are among the most powerful tools you have to project authority, lead others, and influence outcomes, whether in business, relationships, or everyday social dynamics. Why your speech reflects your mind. Speech is not separate from thought, your communication reflects your internal world. If your mind is scattered, your speech will ramble. If you doubt yourself, your voice will sound uncertain. If you crave approval, your words will seek validation. Dominant men speak with direction. Their words come from a place of inner stability, not nervous energy. Eliminate weak speech patterns. Most men unknowingly sabotage their dominance by speaking in ways that signal insecurity, hesitation, or submissiveness. Below are common weak patterns and how to fix them. 1. Filler words. Like, you know, I guess. Fix, slow down. Silence is better than filler. Own the pause. 2. Rising intonation, like you're asking a question. I think we should go there. Fix, end statements decisively. Command respect, don't seek it. 3. Over-apologizing. Sorry, just wanted to ask, or I could be wrong but. Fix, remove disclaimers. Speak as though your voice has value. 4. Over-explaining or justifying. I did that because I thought maybe it would be better, but if not, that's okay. Fix, say what you did. Say why you did it. Then stop. Core principles of dominant communication. 1. Speak slowly and deliberately. Fast speech equals nervous energy. A calm man takes his time. 2. Project from the diaphragm. Breathe deep. Speak from your core. A grounded tone communicates control. 3. Use silence as a tool. Don't rush to fill space. Silence forces others to lean in. It demonstrates power and patience. 4. Be direct. Say what you mean. Don't tiptoe around truth. Don't use 20 words when 5 will do. 5. Make eye contact while speaking. It shows confidence and presence. Don't dart your eyes or look for approval while talking. Example 1. Weak versus dominant communication in the workplace. Weak. I kind of think maybe we should push the deadline. I mean, if everyone's okay with that, of course. Dominant. We need to move the deadline. The current timeline risks quality. I'll explain the plan to adjust. Notice the difference? One seeks permission. The other takes responsibility. Dominance isn't about being a bully, it's about taking ownership and expressing clarity. The power of tonality. Tonality is how your voice makes people feel when you speak. A dominant man uses a few key tonal modes. Neutrally calm, for most communication. It creates trust and stability. Commanding, used for decisions and direction. Clear and firm. Playful, challenging, great for teasing, flirting, or pushing others to rise. Empathetic, supportive, shows strength through understanding. Mastering your tonality means knowing when to shift gears based on context. How to practice dominant speech. Record yourself speaking. Answer a question out loud, e.g., "What's your biggest goal this year?" and listen back. Notice tone, speed, clarity. Read aloud with intention. Choose a speech or script and read it slowly and powerfully, focusing on rhythm, pausing, and emotion. Speak to the room. When you're in a group, project your voice as if you're speaking to the farthest person. Don't mumble to just one person. Embrace pauses. Before responding to a question or challenge, pause for 1 to 2 seconds. It makes you seem more thoughtful and less reactive. Example 2. Social confidence in conversation. Let's say you're in a group conversation at a party. The insecure man speaks quickly, nervously, trying to impress or be liked. He waits for openings to jump in, not because he has something to say, but because he wants attention. The dominant man listens more than he talks. When he speaks, people go quiet. His words cut through the noise because they are delivered with calm, grounded certainty. He doesn't need to win the room. He holds the room. Communicating dominance in conflict. Real dominance isn't about shouting or overpowering. It's about composure. Don't match emotional intensity, lower yours. Don't interrupt, let others speak, then respond with clarity. Use phrases like, "Oh, that doesn't work for me." "Oh, let's be clear about what happened." "Oh, here's what I'm willing to do." Assertive language is clear, not confrontational. The dominant listener. Paradoxically, one of the most powerful communication tools is listening. Look people in the eye while they speak. Don't interrupt. Don't drift off or plan your reply. Occasionally nod, but don't overdo it. When you listen well, your words hold more weight, because people know you're not just waiting to talk. Daily communication practice. Speak 20% slower than you think you should. Make at least one declarative statement per day, without hedging or apologizing. Record yourself for 1 minute answering a question and review tone, pacing, and clarity. Practice pausing before every response. Final thoughts. Dominant men speak less, but when they do, their words carry weight. Your speech is a direct extension of your masculinity. Not just in volume, but in energy, the presence behind your words, the intention with which you speak, and the belief that what you say matters. A dominant masculine man doesn't need to convince anyone with words. His tone, clarity, and calm delivery do all the work. Chapter 9: Dominance in Social Dynamics. In every room, there's an unspoken question: who's leading? A dominant man doesn't ask permission, he sets the tone. Social dominance isn't loud, it's grounded. Contrary to what you may see on social media or in movies, dominance in a social setting is not about being the loudest, the most extroverted, or the guy constantly cracking jokes. True social dominance is presence plus calibration plus leadership. It's subtle. It's confident. It's earned. In every group interaction, there's a hidden hierarchy being established. The dominant masculine man isn't chasing status, he naturally assumes the leadership role because of his composure, decisiveness, and energy. The 3 components of social dominance. 1. Presence. Your ability to stay calm, composed, and attuned to your environment. People feel your energy before you speak. Presence says, "I don't need to be here, but I choose to be." Stillness is power. Fidgeting, checking your phone, or seeking approval. Weak. 2. Frame control. Whoever holds the frame controls the energy of the room. Frame equals your internal belief about what's happening. A dominant man sets the frame and others follow. You don't react emotionally to others' frames, you reassert your own. Examples. Someone makes a sarcastic comment. You smile slightly, look them in the eye, and don't flinch. Someone challenges you. You respond calmly and firmly, not emotionally. 3. Leadership. Taking initiative, giving direction, and providing value without over-explaining or seeking permission. Suggesting plans. Including quieter people in conversations. Resolving tension instead of avoiding it. Leadership in social settings is not bossing people around, it's guiding without demanding. Example 1, the man who hosts. Dominance is displayed when you create the environment rather than just showing up. Imagine you're hosting a dinner party. You set the location, the vibe, the guest list. You greet people with intention, introduce guests to each other, and manage the flow of conversation. You don't micromanage, you guide. This is low-key dominance in action. People trust and follow the man who steps up and takes responsibility. Commanding a group without controlling it. A dominant man doesn't need to dominate others to feel powerful. He doesn't interrupt, speak over people, or try to whop them. Instead, he listens first, speaks with weight. Makes eye contact with everyone, not just the alphas. Is comfortable being quiet without needing to fill every silence. If someone challenges him socially, he doesn't overreact. He knows that reactivity is weakness. Instead, he holds frame, often with just a calm look, a slow pause, or a decisive shift in the conversation. Example 2, diffusing conflict with calm. You're out at a bar with a group of friends. Another guy bumps into you and says something aggressive. An insecure man might puff up or overreact. But the dominant masculine man stands tall, looks him in the eye, and replies. You good? Not hostile. Not passive. Just clear and composed. The energy here is unshakable. You're not escalating, but you're also not submitting. Social dominance is about emotional control under pressure. How to practice social dominance in real life. Lead small interactions. Be the first to introduce yourself. Make decisions, let's grab a table over here, or we'll start with a round of these. Ask deeper questions that steer conversations away from surface-level talk. Use intentional silence. Don't rush to respond. Take a breath. Pausing before speaking makes you look and feel more in control. Speak with weight. Slow your speech down by 10 to 20%. Eliminate filler words, like, you know, Speak from your diaphragm. Deeper tone equals more grounded presence. Expand your awareness. Notice who's talking the most and who everyone listens to. Read body language. Who's leaning in? Who's checking out? Stay connected to the room, not just yourself. Group behavior, how a dominant man operates. He doesn't chase validation. He protects the vibe. If someone's being toxic, he knows when to call it out or redirect the energy. He stays grounded, even when others become reactive, drunk, or emotional. He compliments others strategically, not excessively. A dominant man isn't threatened by strong personalities. He appreciates them, and when necessary, knows how to out-center them without becoming aggressive. Social calibration, strength with finesse. Social dominance without awareness becomes obnoxious. Calibration is knowing when to speak and when to let others shine. When to assert your opinion and when to observe. When humor is powerful and when it weakens your presence. Calibration is what separates the grounded leader from the arrogant fool. Final thoughts. Being socially dominant isn't about controlling others, it's about controlling yourself in a way that naturally commands respect. You don't force your presence, you anchor it. People will look to you for cues on how to behave. They will mirror your energy. If you're grounded, they will relax. If you're calm, they will de-escalate. If you're certain, they will follow. Mastering social dynamics means you never have to beg for attention again. You'll earn respect without raising your voice and lead without lifting a finger. Chapter 10, Polarity with Women. Masculinity attracts femininity when it is expressed with grounded confidence, not neediness or control. Understanding polarity. Masculine and feminine energies are complementary forces. When expressed fully, they create powerful, magnetic attraction. Polarity is the dynamic tension between opposites. Masculine energy is about direction, leadership, purpose, and stillness. Feminine energy is about emotion, flow, intuition, and connection. When a man is fully in his masculine, he naturally invites a woman to relax into her feminine. This isn't about playing roles, it's about embodying your nature. Without polarity, relationships turn into roommates or power struggles. With it, they become alive. The masculine role in polarity. As a masculine man, your responsibility is to lead the energy. That doesn't mean controlling everything, it means holding a clear direction, emotional composure, and presence. Women don't want to lead in intimate relationships over the long term. They may temporarily take the lead, especially if a man is indecisive or passive, but it drains them. What they crave is a man who moves forward with certainty and invites her to follow, not forces her. Your masculine dominance sets the tone. Not through commands, but through presence, decisiveness, and emotional strength. Common mistakes men make with women. 1. Seeking approval rather than offering leadership. If you're trying to win her by doing everything she says, you're showing that her opinion defines you. That's weak. Women may tolerate it, but they don't respect or desire it. 2. Overanalyzing instead of acting. Masculine energy is action-oriented. Feminine energy is reflective. If you hesitate and overthink, she feels the weight of having to lead. 3. Trying to be her girlfriend. You're not meant to be her emotional twin or gossip partner. Be empathetic, yes, but keep your masculine frame. Don't mirror her chaos. Anchor it. 4. Suppressing sexual intent. Hiding or apologizing for your desire makes it seem shameful. Healthy masculine men own their sexuality with integrity. The power of being unshakable. A dominant masculine man is emotionally grounded. He doesn't get flustered by her mood swings, complaints, or tests. Women often test men, not consciously or maliciously, but to see if he's steady enough to lead. If you react, explain, or collapse under pressure, you fail the test. Hold your frame. Let her storm pass. Then guide things forward. She wants to feel your strength, not just physically, but emotionally and energetically. She wants to know you won't collapse when life gets messy. Example 1, the dinner decision. Passive man. I don't know, where do you want to eat? I'm down for anything. Dominant masculine man. We're going to that Thai place I mentioned. You'll love the curry there. She might tease, resist, or say she's unsure, but inside, she feels relaxed. Why? Because you took the lead. You decided. You carry the weight of direction. That's polarity. She relaxes into her feminine when you lead with calm assertiveness. Embodying sexual leadership. Masculine dominance includes sexuality, but it must be paired with integrity, sensitivity, and presence. Be clear about your desire. Don't sneak around it. Lead the energy during intimacy. Don't wait to be told. Pay attention to her responses, read her body, not just her words. Maintain emotional attunement during sex. Don't check out or chase performance. Sex becomes electric when you're both grounded in your role, you lead, she responds. Example 2, owning desire without neediness. Passive man. I was wondering if you maybe wanted to hang out or something. Dominant masculine man. I want to see you. Let's grab a drink Thursday. 8 p.m. There's no begging, no neediness. You state your intent, then walk away. If she agrees, great. If not, you don't spiral. You keep moving. That's how masculine energy holds its value. How to cultivate masculine polarity. 1. Lead without needing permission. Take initiative. Choose the place, time, plan. If she resists, hold the frame, adjust, but don't collapse. 2. Stop explaining your value. Let your actions speak. You don't need to prove yourself. Just be the man she naturally follows. 3. Stay grounded in her emotion. When she's emotional, your job is to listen calmly. Don't fix, don't fight, don't flee. Just hold space. 4. Own your boundaries and standards. A dominant man doesn't tolerate disrespect or manipulation. Not because he's insecure, but because he values his time, energy, and mission. The true test of polarity: can you be still in her storm? The ultimate test of masculine dominance in relationships is this. Can you remain calm, clear, and loving when she is emotional, unpredictable, or testing your leadership? Not by dominating her physically or emotionally, but by being unshakable. She doesn't need a tyrant. She needs a man with an open heart and a strong spine. Final thoughts. Polarity isn't a game or a tactic. It's a way of being. You either embody masculine leadership or you default to passivity and hope it works out. Masculine dominance in relationships isn't about being louder, tougher, or more demanding. It's about being present, intentional, and in control of yourself. That kind of man naturally attracts feminine energy. Not because he's trying, but because it's who he is. Chapter 11: Leadership in Relationships. A woman doesn't want to be in control of the relationship, she wants to feel safe, desired, and led by a man who knows where he's going. The masculine role in a relationship. Leadership in a relationship does not mean control. It means direction, clarity, strength, and consistency. A dominant masculine man leads with presence, not pressure. He initiates with confidence, not coercion. He doesn't seek permission to be himself, and by doing so, he creates space for trust, attraction, and emotional safety. A relationship without masculine leadership tends to fall into chaos or stagnation. Without structure, polarity fades. Without clarity, tension builds. One person eventually steps up or steps out. A woman who is in her feminine doesn't want to manage you or the relationship. She wants to follow your lead, but only if that leadership is worthy. Leadership is not control. There's a clear difference between control and leadership. Control is rooted in fear, insecurity, and the need to dominate or manipulate. Leadership is rooted in vision, strength, and the desire to serve and protect. A dominant man doesn't tell his woman what to do, he embodies direction. He moves forward decisively. He makes clear decisions. He owns his energy. And she chooses to follow, not because she's forced to, but because she wants to. Traits of a masculine leader in a relationship. 1. Decisiveness. You don't ask endlessly, "What do you want to do?" You make the plan, then invite her in. 2. Emotional grounding. You don't spiral in arguments. You stay composed. You regulate yourself. She feels secure in your presence, even during tension. 3. Vision. You have a long-term direction for your life, and your relationship fits into it. You're not drifting. You're building something. 4. Boundary setting. You express what you tolerate and what you don't. Kindly, but firmly. 5. Initiation. You take charge in the bedroom, with dates, with communication. You're not reactive, you're proactive. Example 1. The weak versus strong frame. Weak frame. You ask for validation constantly. You avoid hard conversations. You let her dictate every major decision. You lose attraction, and she loses respect. Strong frame. You remain calm when she's emotional. You make plans without over-explaining. You invite her to share her truth, but you don't fold to please her. You remain rooted in your mission, not obsessed with keeping the peace. Emotional tests, why they happen. Many men fear the idea of being tested by women. But these tests are not attacks, they're unconscious checks to see if you're stable. Examples of emotional tests. She challenges your decision. She questions your direction. She creates minor drama out of nowhere. She pushes your buttons to see if you lose control. The correct response is not anger or withdrawal. It's calm confidence. She's not trying to destroy your masculinity, she's trying to find it. Every test is an opportunity to show her, I'm unshaken. I'm still here. I'm still leading. Leadership in disagreements. Disagreements are inevitable. The difference is in how you handle them. The weak man avoids confrontation or explodes. The dominant man leans into it calmly. How to lead through conflict. Listen fully, but don't over-explain. Acknowledge emotions, but stay rooted in facts. Offer solutions, but don't collapse your standards. Leadership in conflict is staying centered. When emotions rise, the dominant man slows down, speaks slower, and chooses clarity over chaos. Example 2, leading without being controlling. Let's say you're deciding where to go for dinner. Passive man, I don't know. What do you want to do? Controlling man, we're going here. Don't argue. Dominant man, I've made a reservation at this spot. You'll love it. Let's go. The dominant man removes the burden of decision. He leads with confidence and care. She doesn't feel pushed, she feels desired and valued. Sexual leadership? A truly masculine man also leads in the bedroom. He initiates. He reads her body. He sets the tone. He knows when to be gentle and when to take control. Sexual leadership is not about domination, it's about presence and responsiveness. She feels safe when you're fully grounded in your desire, and you're attuned to hers. That's where true intimacy is built, when masculine direction meets feminine surrender. Boundaries and standards. A man without boundaries is not a leader, he's a follower seeking approval. Your standards are how you protect your energy and direct your life. They are not rigid rules, but conscious choices. Examples of masculine standards. You don't tolerate disrespectful communication. You don't chase or beg. You don't argue endlessly, you speak clearly, once, then walk if necessary. You protect your time, mission, and values above all. Final thoughts. To lead a relationship, you must first lead yourself. If you're not grounded, confident, emotionally aware, and purpose-driven, no amount of technique will work. True leadership is earned, not demanded. A dominant masculine man builds trust through consistent action, calm energy, and a strong frame. He doesn't dominate to control, he leads to inspire. When she feels that she can trust your leadership, she can finally relax into her feminine. That's where the polarity deepens. That's where passion thrives. Lead her, but never lose yourself in the process. Chapter 12, Sex, Intimacy, and Presence. Masculine dominance in intimacy is not about control. It's about leading with depth, confidence, and unwavering presence. The truth about sexual dominance. In a culture overflowing with confusion around masculinity, few topics are more misunderstood and more powerful than sexual dominance. True sexual dominance has nothing to do with aggression, coercion, or manipulation. It's not about taking, it's about leading. It's about offering a strong, grounded container where the feminine can fully surrender, feel safe, and express herself completely. The dominant masculine man brings clarity, confidence, and direction into the bedroom, just as he does in life. He doesn't wait for permission or direction. He initiates. He reads the moment. He listens with his entire body. He takes control, but only in the presence of trust, safety, and mutual consent. Presence is the foundation of sexual power. Before you think about techniques, positions, or performance, understand this: your presence is what makes you magnetic and powerful in intimacy. Presence means being fully in your body, fully attuned to your partner, and unshakable in your focus. You're not caught in your head. You're not anxious about outcome. You're here, now, leading. The dominant man isn't thinking about himself during sex, he's attuned to his partner's breath, body, and energy. But he's also not seeking to please in a needy way. He's not performing. He's guiding. That balance, self-assured leadership with deep attunement, is what creates unforgettable, trust-building, polarity-charged intimacy. Confidence without connection is weak. Many men who try to dominate sexually focus too much on performance or bravado. But dominance without connection feels mechanical at best and violating at worst. A woman can feel the difference between a man who's grounded, safe, and intentional. A man who's trying to act dominant because he saw it online. The first creates magnetic attraction. The second breaks trust, the mind-body connection in sex. Sex is not just physical, it's deeply psychological. Your ability to lead and remain calm under pressure directly affects your sexual performance. Common issues like premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, or lack of presence often stem from stress, overthinking, poor breathing, or lack of embodiment. You can't lead well when your nervous system is dysregulated. What you do outside the bedroom, breathwork, strength training, meditation, cold exposure, builds the nervous system control you bring inside the bedroom. Leading with confidence and clarity. Being dominant in intimacy doesn't mean barking orders or being rough for its own sake. It means you're the one steering the experience. You don't hesitate. You don't ask, "Is this okay?" every 2 minutes. You lead with confidence, and you check in with your partner through your awareness, not constant verbal reassurance. Examples of masculine sexual leadership. Initiating intimacy with calm assertiveness. Pinning her wrists gently while maintaining eye contact. Flipping her over without needing to ask if it's okay, but staying attuned to her response. Slowing things down when she's overwhelmed. Being in control doesn't mean pushing through. Taking your time. Dominant men don't rush, they enjoy every moment with composure. Consent is a must. But real dominance happens when consent is understood, ongoing, and built into the trust you've created. Example, the overthinker versus the grounded leader. Overthinker. He's worried about lasting long, pleasing her, what she's thinking. He touches her tentatively. He asks too often if what he's doing is okay. His lack of leadership makes her anxious or bored. Grounded leader. He takes his time. He's calm. He initiates touch without hesitation. He adjusts based on her breath, tension, and energy. He's not chasing her arousal, he's creating it through presence and direction. Guess who she remembers and craves? Practices to cultivate sexual dominance. If you want to show up like a grounded, dominant man in sex, you need to train outside the bedroom. These are the foundations. 1. Breath control. Slow, deep, diaphragmatic breathing trains your nervous system to stay calm and present during arousal. 2. Eye contact practice. Practice holding eye contact in conversations without flinching or looking away. Sexual eye contact is just an extension of emotional comfort. 3. Delayed gratification. Stop chasing instant release. Learn to ride waves of arousal without needing to climax. This builds patience and staying power. 4. Strength and stillness. Train to hold uncomfortable positions. Physical control translates directly to control in sex. Strong thighs, back, and core matter more than you think. 5. Self-control through abstinence, temporarily. Go for a period without porn or orgasm to rebuild your sexual energy, confidence, and drive. Emotional depth amplifies dominance. The most unforgettable lovers are not just dominant, they're also emotionally open. They create space for their partner to be raw, wild, soft, loud, emotional, and fully expressed. A dominant man doesn't judge. He allows her to be fully seen and felt, because he's solid enough to hold it all. Sex becomes something beyond just pleasure, it becomes connection, play, therapy, transformation. Final thoughts. The dominant masculine man in intimacy is not the one who performs the most. He's the one who is most present, most grounded, and most attuned. He doesn't seek validation. He leads with clarity, listens with his body, and creates safety through strength. Your power doesn't come from how many women you sleep with. It comes from how deeply you connect with your partner and with your own presence. Sex is not something to get. It's something to lead. Lead it well. Chapter 13, Brotherhood and Mentorship. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Proverbs 27 verse 17. The lie of the lone wolf. Modern culture idolizes the lone wolf, the rugged, solitary man who needs no one, answers to no one, and conquers life alone. While this image may seem powerful on the surface, it's incomplete, and, often, self-defeating. A truly dominant masculine man doesn't isolate himself, he builds with other strong men. Every man, no matter how capable, needs challenge, feedback, and accountability. That comes from brotherhood and mentorship, two of the most underrated forces in a man's growth. Why you can't lead without being sharpened. Dominance isn't just about how you carry yourself in public. It's about how you develop behind the scenes. You need other men in your life who challenge your excuses, spot your blind spots, demand your best, model higher levels of discipline, strength, and honor. Without that, most men plateau, or worse, slip into comfort, isolation, or quiet desperation. You weren't built to do this alone. The power of brotherhood. Brotherhood is a circle of men who hold each other to a higher standard. Not a support group for weakness, but a fire that forges steel. In true brotherhood, you show up as you are, but not to stay there. You get called out when you're out of integrity. You're not allowed to hide behind masks or half-truths. You're challenged, not just accepted. This is where dominance is tested and refined, not in theory, but in how you show up consistently in a circle of strong men. Example, the training circle. Think of a group of men who train jiu-jitsu together. Each one is trying to get better, and the only way to do that is by testing themselves against each other. You tap out. You learn. You improve. That's what brotherhood is. A live testing ground for your masculine edge. Why mentorship accelerates your growth. Every powerful man you admire was once led by another. Mentorship is not dependence. It's strategic guidance from someone who's already walked the road you're on and who can cut your learning curve in half. A mentor gives you real-time feedback on your habits and mindset. Perspective you can't see from your current level. A model of behavior and results. Wisdom earned through experience, not theory. Strong men don't try to reinvent the wheel. They seek guidance, implement, and evolve faster. Example, the warrior and the elder. In ancient tribes, young warriors didn't become leaders by brute force. They were taught by older warriors, men who had seen battle, lost brothers, made mistakes, and survived. The mentorship of the elder was the bridge between youth and mastery. In today's world, mentorship can look like a business coach, a father figure, a skilled tradesman, or a battle-hardened entrepreneur. The key is to humble yourself enough to be taught, and strong enough to act on what you learn. How to build brotherhood. If you don't already have a circle of strong men, start building one. 1. Audit your current circle. Do the men around you push you forward, or hold you back? Are they disciplined, growing, and purpose-driven? Or are they complaining, numbing, and avoiding? 2. Join high-standard environments. Seek out places where excellence is expected. Martial arts gyms. Entrepreneur communities. Men's leadership groups. Toastmasters or public speaking clubs. Tactical shooting ranges, endurance teams, or adventure training. 3. Initiate deep conversations. You don't build brotherhood by staying surface level. Go deeper. Ask other men. What are you building? What's your biggest challenge right now? What are you tolerating in your life that you know needs to change? Eliminate weak links. Not everyone can come with you. If your friends mock growth, avoid accountability, or drain your focus, they are liabilities, not brothers. How to find or become a mentor. To find a mentor, look for someone who has results you respect. Offer value first, respect their time. Be direct, I admire what you've built. I'd like to learn from you. Can I buy you coffee and ask you a few questions? Show hunger, not neediness. To become a mentor, you don't have to be a billionaire to lead. If you've built discipline, clarity, or skill, you can help men behind you on the path. Don't preach. Model. Share your scars, not just your victories. Help without ego, lead from grounded strength, not superiority. Brotherhood not equal to softness. Let's be clear, brotherhood is not a support group for emotional dumping. It's a proving ground for high standards, emotional maturity, and iron sharpening iron confrontation. The right brotherhood will call you out when you slip, challenge you to level up, celebrate your wins, mourn your losses with you, then get you back on your feet. You don't rise alone. You rise with men who refuse to let you fall. Final thoughts. You cannot become a dominant masculine man in isolation. You can train alone, but you are forged in the presence of other men. Brotherhood keeps you honest. Mentorship keeps you focused. Both keep you growing. Surround yourself with men who challenge you, inspire you, and remind you of who you truly are when the world tries to make you forget. You are not meant to be a lone wolf. You're meant to be a lion, stronger in the pride, led by experience, and feared only by those who prey on the weak. Chapter 14: Financial and Life Leadership. A man who cannot control his finances cannot control his future. Why financial leadership matters. You cannot call yourself a dominant masculine man if your life is built on shaky ground. Money isn't about greed or ego, it's about freedom, power, and responsibility. A man who leads himself financially leads his household, his future family, and his mission with confidence and clarity. Without financial strength, your decisions are reactive, not strategic. You don't choose your life, you cope with it. This chapter is about shifting from financial survival to financial leadership. It's not about being flashy. It's about being sovereign. The masculine trait of resource control. In every era of human history, men who controlled resources shaped the direction of their families, communities, and empires. In the modern world, the most basic form of resource control is your income, your spending, your investments, and your time. Dominant men don't drift through life hoping money will work itself out. They direct it. You must treat money like a weapon and a tool. That means understanding it, mastering it, and commanding it with discipline. The 4 pillars of financial leadership. 1. Earn more than you spend. This is the first and non-negotiable rule. If you're not doing this, you're not leading, you're leaking power. Stop pretending that budgeting is beneath you. A man who doesn't track his money is a man who fears accountability. Start small. Know your exact income and expenses. Track every dollar for 30 days. Identify your biggest leaks, subscriptions, lazy spending, ego purchases. Example. Mark, a talented personal trainer, realized he was earning $4,000 per month but spending $4,200. By simply canceling 3 unused subscriptions, making his own coffee, and setting a grocery limit, he started saving $600 per month, money he used to launch his side business within 6 months. 2. Build systems, not just goals. Goals are temporary. Systems are permanent. Don't just say, I want to save $10,000. Say, every time I get paid, 20% goes to my long-term investment account before I touch a cent. Systemic financial dominance includes auto-saving and investing, scheduled financial reviews, living below your means regardless of income. When you lead your finances like a general leads a military, you stop being reactive and start being deliberate. 3. Create leverage and options. Your earning power is not just your paycheck, it's your ability to create value. Dominant men create options. Start a side business or freelance gig. Learn in-demand, monetizable skills, copywriting, coding, sales. Use your spare time to build assets, not just escape through entertainment. Example. Chris worked full-time in tech, but spent 2 hours a night building a YouTube channel teaching basic coding. 2 years later, he replaced his salary with ad revenue and freelance projects. He bought back his time. That's leverage. 4. Think and act long-term. Boys think in days. Men think in decades. Are you making decisions today that your future self will thank you for or pay for? Ask. What will my life look like financially in 5 years if I keep living this way? What legacy am I building? How much money do I want invested and working for me at 40, 50, 60? A man who thinks in years becomes stable. A man who thinks in decades becomes powerful. Your time is your most valuable currency. Financial leadership isn't just about dollars, it's about time ownership. If you're always trading hours for income without ever escaping that cycle, you're a worker, not a leader. Start shifting. Say no to time wasters. Track how much of your week is invested versus consumed. Ask yourself daily, is this use of time getting me closer to freedom? Practical exercises to begin financial leadership. 1. The 30-Day Cash Control Challenge. Track every single expense for 30 days. Categorize into needs, wants, and waste. Cut or reduce the waste category by 50% next month. 2. The Weekly Wealth Ritual. Every Sunday night, review your accounts. Assess earnings, spending, investments, debts. Set one money move for the coming week, e.g., increase savings percent, cancel one expense, send invoice. 3. Create an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Automate the saving until you reach that number. A man with a safety net doesn't act desperate, he acts calm. 4. Learn a money skill this quarter. Choose one: budgeting, investing, sales, copywriting, negotiation. Study it deeply for 90 days. Apply it in your daily or business life. Final thoughts: masculine wealth is not loud. Masculine financial power doesn't need to show off. It's quiet. It's strategic. It's based on control, not consumption. The dominant man doesn't wait for the system to save him. He becomes the system. He builds, protects, and multiplies what he earns. When your money is managed, your time is owned, and your options are open, you move through life with clarity, confidence, and calm power. That's financial leadership. Not just for you, but for every person who will one day rely on your strength. Chapter 15: Legacy and Long-Term Thinking. A boy lives for the moment. A man builds for decades. What is legacy? Legacy isn't about how many people remember your name, it's about how you lived your life and what you built that lasted beyond you. A dominant masculine man thinks long-term. Not just about how he looks, or how he performs this week, or how much money he has this year, but about what direction he's moving in over the next decade, and what kind of man he's becoming. He asks himself questions like, what will I leave behind when I'm gone? What values will live on through my actions? What kind of father, leader, or mentor will I be remembered as? The death of short-term thinking. The modern world trains men to chase instant gratification, dopamine hits from social media, validation from women, easy comfort through porn, junk food, and procrastination. But dominance and masculinity grow in the long game, in sacrifice, consistency, and patience. Building a strong body takes years. Earning true respect takes character tested over time. Creating wealth and purpose demands focus over decades. You will never lead your life if you're constantly reacting to the moment. Dominant men plan. They build. They think in seasons, not seconds. Example: 2 men, 2 futures. Man A spends every weekend partying, chasing short-term thrills, refusing responsibility because he's still young. Man B invests in himself, learns skills, controls his impulses, and builds quietly, even when no one is watching. Fast forward 10 years. Man A is exhausted, broke, frustrated, and unsure of his identity. Man B is calm, respected, wealthy in relationships and resources, and moving with clarity. Legacy isn't created in your 60s. It's created by the man you become today. Build, don't just consume. Modern men are raised to be consumers. They scroll endlessly, spend mindlessly, and expect others to lead. But dominance is about creating. Build a business. Build a strong family. Build your body into a fortress. Build discipline, reputation, and contribution. Creation leaves a mark. Consumption leaves nothing but emptiness. The masculine drive to leave something behind. Whether through your children, your work, your mentorship, or your example, every man has the instinct to plant seeds that outlast him. You don't need to be famous. You just need to live intentionally enough that your actions echo in the lives of others. Ask yourself, who is better off because I lived? What am I doing today that will matter 10 years from now? How am I preparing the next generation of men? That's legacy. Designing your legacy, a practical approach. 1. Define your core values. What principles will you never compromise? Write them down. Live by them, every day. 2. Clarify your life vision. Where do you want to be in 5, 10, and 20 years? Get specific: career, family, finances, relationships, health, mindset. 3. Eliminate legacy killers. Instant gratification, emotional reactivity, chronic distraction, addiction, passivity, these erode legacy. 4. Invest in things that compound. O strong relationships. O skills and knowledge. O health and fitness. O financial independence. O spiritual or philosophical grounding. 5. Teach and lead. One of the highest forms of legacy is mentorship. Whether as a father, older brother, coach, or quiet example, lead others by how you live. Legacy through fatherhood. If you choose to become a father, understand, you are not raising a child. You are shaping the foundation of another life. A dominant masculine man doesn't just provide, he protects, leads, and models integrity every single day. Your son will watch how you speak to your wife. Your daughter will watch how you treat women. Your kids will watch how you handle stress, failure, and success. You are their first definition of masculinity. Living for more than just yourself. A man who only lives for himself is weak, no matter how rich or strong he is. True dominance is about responsibility. About willingly carrying the weight that others run from. The longer your vision, the stronger your leadership becomes. Journal exercise: define your legacy. Spend 20 minutes writing your answers to the following. If I died 5 years from now, what would I regret never doing? What do I want my children, or future children, to say about me? What problem in the world do I want to help solve? What kind of man do I need to become to leave the mark I want? Final thoughts. Dominance without direction is wasted energy. Masculinity without legacy is empty success. You are not here just to survive, impress, or take. You are here to build, lead, and leave something behind. Legacy starts now, not later. Make your days count. Because one day, they'll all add up to the story of your life. Make it a story worth telling. Certainly. Here's the conclusion of your book, a practical guide of how to become a dominant masculine man, with examples, written to bring everything together with clarity, strength, and a clear call to action. Conclusion: choose the man you become, every day. Masculine dominance is not a title someone gives you. It's not a personality type, or something you're born with, or without. It's a way of being. A decision you make every single day. You've now read what it takes: the mindset, the discipline, the presence, the leadership, and the responsibility. Not just to gain power or attract attention, but to become a man others trust, follow, and are inspired by. The dominant masculine man is not driven by ego. He's grounded in purpose, clarity, and direction. He doesn't seek approval. He sets the tone. He doesn't run from conflict. He stands firm in it. And he doesn't pretend to be something he's not. He builds himself with intention, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. You will fall short. You will have days where you slip into passivity, self-doubt, or fear. That's part of the process. What separates the dominant man from the average one is his response to those moments. He doesn't spiral. He resets. He remembers who he is. He gets back up. Every moment is a chance to lead yourself again. The world needs more men who are fully alive. Men who are grounded in their values. Men who don't fold under pressure. Men who stand for something real. Men who protect, build, and lead with strength and clarity. That man can be you, but only if you step into the responsibility that comes with it. Dominance isn't about conquering others. It's about mastering yourself. Where you go from here. Start small. Master your posture. Wake up earlier. Lift heavy. Breathe deeply. Speak with clarity. Say what you mean. Keep your word. Lead one area of your life, then expand. Start a 30-day challenge. Find a mentor. Join a men's group. Train your body and mind like your life depends on it, because in a way, it does. Final words. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you strength, confidence, or respect. You earn it. You build it. You become it. Every day, you are casting votes for the man you are becoming. Cast them wisely. Be strong. Be clear. Be dominant, with humility, with purpose, and with integrity. Now get to work. Absolutely. Here's a detailed and practical version of the appendices section from your book, A Practical Guide of How to Become a Dominant Masculine Man, with examples. Appendices. This section is designed to give you additional tools, resources, and structure to apply what you've learned in the book. Theory is useless without action. This is where you turn ideas into results. Appendix A, Recommended Books and Resources. If you want to go deeper, these books, courses, and tools have been carefully selected to reinforce masculine growth, leadership, and self-mastery. Masculinity and Identity. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette. The Way of the Superior Man by David Dada. No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. Iron John by Robert Bly. Mindset and Mental Strength. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Physical Training and Presence. Starting Strength by Mark Ripito. The Art of Expressing the Human Body by Bruce Lee. Becoming a Supple Leopard by Dr. Kelly Starrett. Communication and Social Dynamics. The Charisma Myth by Olivia Fox-Cabane. Crucial Conversations by Patterson, Grenny, Macmillan, and Switzler. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Finance and Leadership. Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Online Resources. Jocko Podcast, Discipline and Leadership. Art of Manliness, Blog to Podcast. Jordan Peterson Lectures, Interviews on Masculinity and Responsibility. Huberman Lab Podcast, Health and Performance Science. Appendix B, Weekly Masculinity Checklist. Use this checklist at the end of each week to assess whether you're embodying the traits and habits of a dominant masculine man. Mindset and Focus. Did I act according to my values? Did I respond to challenges with calm control? Did I waste time on distractions or stay purpose-driven? Body and energy. Did I train my body with intensity? Did I eat and sleep to support strength and clarity? Did I carry myself with presence in public? Communication. Did I speak directly and clearly? Did I lead in conversations, or did I follow? Did I initiate or avoid difficult conversations? Relationships. Did I set clear boundaries? Did I lead in planning or direction? Did I maintain emotional control in all interactions? Finance and Discipline. Did I track or manage my spending? Did I take steps to improve income or skills? Did I delay gratification for long-term gain? Appendix C, the 90-Day Masculine Challenge. Commit to this structure for 90 days and track your transformation. Small disciplines repeated daily change your identity. Daily, all 90 days. Wake up before 7 a.m. Cold shower or breath work for 3 to 5 minutes. 30+ minutes of intense physical training. No porn, no junk food, no mindless scrolling. 20 minutes of reading from the recommended list. 1 act of leadership or discomfort: initiate conversation, speak up, handle conflict. Weekly. 1 challenge faced: head-on, physical, financial, relational. 1 journal entry reflecting on wins, lessons, and growth. 1 social initiative taken: host, lead, invite, direct. Monthly. Review values, purpose, and personal mission. Set 1 personal and 1 professional goal. Schedule 1 masculine ritual or retreat, solo hike, men's group, martial arts event. Appendix D. Journal prompts for masculine self-reflection. Use these prompts regularly, daily, weekly, or as needed, to stay aligned with your values and vision. What am I avoiding that I must face? Where in my life am I being passive? How did I show leadership this week? What would the strongest version of me do today? Who do I need to become to achieve the life I want? Am I acting from fear, approval-seeking, or grounded purpose? What am I tolerating that weakens my masculinity? Appendix E. Masculine morning and evening rituals. Masculine morning ritual, 30 to 45 minutes. Wake up with intention, no phone for 30 minutes. Cold shower or breathwork to reset nervous system. Quick journaling, purpose plus 3 priorities. 10 minutes reading something that sharpens your mindset. Physical movement, walk, stretch, or short workout. Masculine evening ritual, 15 to 30 minutes. Digital shutdown, 1 hour before sleep. Reflective journaling. What did I lead, win, or learn? Plan tomorrow's top priorities. Mental detox, breathwork, stretching, or meditation. Sleep in a clean, dark, minimal room. Final note. This guide is a framework, not a religion. Adapt what works. Discard what doesn't. But above all else, act. Masculinity is not something you talk about. It's something you earn, day by day, decision by decision. Through discipline. Through presence. Through responsibility. The world needs stronger men. Start with yourself.